It's an early season rite of passage for St. Paul's. It's Powerhouse High School Lacrosse next on CSE TV.
Hey, welcome to the 2017 MIAA Game of the Week. I'm Booker Corrigan, joined along with Bob Shriver. We're down here at St. Paul's. Haverford School from suburban Philadelphia has come down. We're going to talk about both programs in the preview. Bob, talk about Haverford School and how good they are as a program.
Well, their program's been sensational pretty much for the last 20 years and kept building and got better and better. But all of a sudden this year, they've graduated a couple of their outstanding players. Stocks Aiken, if you've been watching college lacrosse, is having a sensational year. Forey Smith, Grant Ament, those kids are making big-time plays on the college level. So this team isn't the Haverford we've seen the last couple years.
And you did a fair bit of coaching against St. Paul's in the MIAA. Talk about that program as they exist.
Well, the program's been the longest, most successful program in the MIAA. Only BL and St. Paul's have been playing as long as each other for over 80 years. But St. Paul's has a great tradition of success.
And stars for today, Haverford School drove all the way down. Let's talk about them first. Who are guys that jump off the page at you?
Well, Coach Nostrand's son, John, is a very good player going to Penn State. But the guy that stood out in the game I watched the other day when they played McDonough was Peter Garneau, only a sophomore, but a middie with tremendous speed and ability.
And for St. Paul's, they have a couple guys who can make things happen.
Well, it all starts in the goal for St. Paul's. Alex Rode is considered the #1 high school goalie in the entire country this year, headed to UVA. He's a great player. And Brendan Shern, their face-off guys, also had a great deal of success. And anytime you face off well and play well in the goal, you're pretty much in every game.
We are set for a fantastic 2017 season, and it all starts today. Haverford at St. Paul's next. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen. At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com.
I got the magic in me. Let's go. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Norman for the Great Boys. He threw the
Magic in me.
Gary Game behind.
And here we are at St. Paul's 2 Live Field. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver, proud to be up in the booth, partnering with LaxAllStars this year, and of course Corrigan Sports Enterprises. Goaltenders getting set to go for Haverford School in their Road Reds. Goaltender Parker Henderer, a senior, and of course, as already mentioned, Bob, in the cage for St. Paul's, Alex Rode, headed for UVA. What a stud!
Again, as I said in the intro to the game, he's considered the best high school goalie in the country.
Facing off for Haverford, number 3, Joel Truxas, and of course, Brendan Shern for St. Paul's. St. Paul's wearing their home whites. Coach Nostrand and Coach Bricado sharing some pleasantries before the games, and this is a big one.
Just a point of emphasis, the other day when Haverford played McDonough, they got beat very badly at the face-off X. You'll notice first face-off today, they're double polling it, have a short stick down on the defensive end.
And Truxas looks to kick it free, but the Crusaders come away. Possession checks it. Stand up, come and throw your hands up.
Great start for St. Paul's. Pole. Billy Chismar came in, and what most teams do when a pole's coming down on a fast break, they won't slide to him. They didn't slide to this guy, and he scored a goal.
Little pump fake to the point man really helped set up that time to shoot. Goaltender Parker Henderer, not the opening shot he wanted to see. That just put it right along the pipe, too. Early 1-0. Ford's come away with this possession early. Shern now looking to scoop. And the Crusaders get possession number 2. St. Paul's coming off a massive win over St. Peter and Paul on Tuesday. Evan Scott starts the clear. And the aforementioned number 13, Parker Henderer, the goaltender. A lot of clearing responsibilities in high school lacrosse for goaltenders. And the Fords do get the clear. Johnny Nostrand, number 15, is up top. And Peter Garno, who you alluded to in the open, is 33. Here he has possession. Shares it alongside Ryan Jacob. Number 40 is a star for them, as well as number 30, Gavin Burke.
They're bringing Jacob out. Jacob runs a little bit of offensive midfield, as well as he's their main short stick defensive midi.
Here's Garno. Now it's back with Gavin Burke. Ford's being a little bit deliberate now. Garno. Right to right, accelerates. Number 9, Adam Salavgio. And this is 35, Burke. Inside roll shot, goal. Didn't see that coming, Bob.
Well, Salvaggio, is a big kid. He's only a sophomore, but he's about 6'3". He just got strong side on this guy, stopped moving his feet, the defender, and he got top side, as they say, and was able to get to 5 yards, and they're tough to stop. I don't care who the goalie is.
That is a tough one for Alex Road. You know, I watched Haverford run that offense. It seemed like they knew Alex Road was in the goal, too. The middies didn't look like they wanted to shoot from 14.
Well, compared to what I saw Haverford do on Tuesday against McDonough, right away they've made some adjustments. Their offense was flowing much better than it did the entire game on Tuesday.
And St. Paul's still having their way a little bit, but great hustle that time by number 6, Luke O'Grady.
Well, you're looking at the double pole making a play there with his long stick. He got a nice check in there, knocked the ball. Looked like they were going to let it go out of bounds.
Master Amalius, the guy who had the chance at it. And now we're getting a look at the 1.5 midfield. We got one sub in. Those first middies got a long run. And now Burke back out on the field right away. Number 6, Luke O'Grady, his father, Paul O'Grady, a star at Haverford, and was the head coach at Episcopal for some time. Shot by Nostrand, if I'm not, no.
Peter Garno.
Garno.
Great speed. I actually think St. Paul's might want to change that matchup. They have the pole on Nostrand now. I think they'll figure out sooner or later that they're going to want to pull number 33. He's more of a threat. Nostrand's
a nifty little stroke gobbles it up, but that does give me the win, Bob.
The race.
And the race everyone really wants to know about.
St. Paul's first opportunity on offense, coming out with their first midfield.
You know, they already have a goal, but none of their offensive players have touched the ball yet. Inside feed, great check. Defensively, number 4, Evan Scott, senior defenseman for Haverford. A strong down check on the inside feed. Riley Gager, a little stumble. Now it's going to be a trip call or a flag anyway. And Logan Zimnock now looking to possess. First half of every game brought to you by Kelly & Associates. Payroll technology and benefit solutions. Go to Kelly Way and learn how Kelly can help you. And the man up waved off. No penalty there. Bob, how often do you see that?
I wish the flag went back in the referee's pockets a whole lot more than I've ever seen.
So far, this is the greatest game you've ever seen. Zimnock carries across the top. St. Paul's leading scorer, Logan Posner, the guy who can make things happen, but they just haven't done a lot of attack stuff so far. Zimnock all the way across now. Here's Carson Gager looking to get it from him, but he's going to have to pick. Zimnock.
All out front. I guess Haverford has scouted St. Paul's, and St. Paul seems more intent on keeping the ball out in front of the goal, so the double pole is a good matchup for them.
Fords now possess on offense.
Coming out with their second midfield group.
Connor Mosebrook, number 10, number 16, Peyton Holloway.
And then there's Jacob, who is, again, their main short stick defensive mid. He runs with the second midfield. One of the few lefties, I might add, that Haverford has on their team.
I know their coach, John Nostrand, left-hander. One of the great left-handed Washington College midfielders in his 80s. Oh, Bob Schreiber may have been a great left-handed midfielder, but wasn't in the 80s, though, Bob, was it?
I think it was in the 70s. Early, I might add, in the 70s.
Connor Mosebrook, now it's back with the attack. Salvaggio looking at double his scoring output, not going to happen. He gets it back to Jacob. Little shimmy from Holloway, post toasties. And it's a shot, so it won't be back court. Tiny little midline play. That's a coaching emphasis, right? You have to practice that.
Well, had that ball been thrown back across the midline, it would have been a turnover, but because it was a shot off the pipe, and Haverford, had it even gone across the midline, Haverford would not have lost possession for a back court. They would have had an opportunity to do what they just did.
But as a coach, you have to spend time in practice making sure the kids know how to handle.
Yeah, well, when your team throws a ball away and it's looks like a turnover, you want your defense at all costs to try to keep the ball on your side of the midline so you don't turn the ball over.
Mosebrook gets tied up, gets it back up to Ryan Jacob, and now it's Holloway. Holloway splits the double. O'Grady comes away. Rode with the save. And Alex Rode living up to all of the hype.
Alex plays very deep into the crease. It's a very unusual style. The deeper he is, I'm sure he must feel that he has more time to see the shot and to react to the shot. You know, some goalies like to try to cut the angle down and stepping out into the crease. Alex doesn't play that way. It is a little bit of an unusual style.
Some nice talk about Alex Rode, and one good save deserves another. Parker Henderer making a save for the Fords as St. Paul's maintains possession, does some subbing.
And again, intent on shorting one of the attackmen for St. Paul's. Ryan Jacob is standing back behind the goal, playing an attackman with his short stick.
Into the game now, number 15, Kyle DePietro was down on the crease. Now he looks to get something up top. Round the back, shot, goal.
There, the shorty covering attackman backfired on Haverford.
Matthew Mayer coming around. See, he gets possession there. Bob, tell us what's the key.
Well, again, just like what happened at the other end when Haverford scored, Matthew Mayer got topside on his defender, and once you get topside, you improve your angle tremendously. Even though he's shooting it behind, or behind his back a little bit, he still had a much improved angle.
Our Lady of Blessed Acceleration, don't fail me now. That was a key right there. He caught the ball and was sprinting. Haverford now goes with a single pole with Peter Garno, and here comes face-off win for Trucks. His crease feed, no dice. And some of the fans helpfully yell shot, but that's not so fast, my friend. Haverford quickly sends out long stick midfielder Chris Hervada, his father Enrique Hervada, great goaltender for Villanova back in the early 70s. Ground ball all over the place right now. Hot, sloppy mess towards the top of the box. And the Fords come away with it. Peter Negaman, and the ball's out of bounds. It's going to be St. Paul's.
Defender Negaman ran into a place where he couldn't really get out of. St. Paul's squeezed him on the sideline and put the ball on the ground.
Chris Cabral, number 11, in on midfield. And this is 17, Andrew Milani.
Andrew Milani, just a sophomore, quality player. But the main guy on this midfield is Kyle DePietro. He's a big, strong kid who's capable of running downhill on you.
Great save by Hender on the Milani offering. And there's the other aspect of goaltending that I think is just crucial, is the quick outlet pass, get it to the open guy, make it clean. Nostrand gets a pick. And now Haverford goes to possess as we're 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. First quarter, Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver bringing it to you. LaxAllStars and Corrigan Sports Enterprises combining to bring it to you. First quarter sponsor, Kelly & Associates. Go to kellyway.com and learn how Kelly can help you. They're proud supporters of the game of the week. Thank you so much to Kelly & Associates.
Here's DePietro. Big, strong guy. Tried to do too much there. Nice check.
And now we get a flag. We're going to get our first Royal Farms man up of the season. As the Fords, that's 35, Gavin Burke settles. And now it's Mosebrook. Haverford with the luxury of a flag down here. Bob, what's the mindset you try and get your kids in when you have this ability to run a play?
Well, it looks like the flag is for a personal foul, which is a minute. So if they can score a goal here, they'll still get the extra man. So these are possessions you don't want to just rush and try to get a shot that's not a good one. You want to, as best as you can, take a real...
Paid a price. My man Gavin Burke went down, and St. Paul's closed on him rather quickly. St. Paul's new defenseman out there, number 13, Andrew Caples, a junior. Been thrilled with his work in the preseason on the West Coast trip, his leadership. Fantastic young man. This man up brought to you by Royal Farms. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Activate your ROFO rewards card. Special offers galore. Go to royalfarms.com or any Royal Farms store. Fords go 2-3-1, then an hour 1-3-2. Nostrand wants it. Alex Rowe down low for it. 31 seconds in the quarter now. And now St. Paul's wants to try and maintain possession, Bob, right? They get to keep the ball.
If they hold it at the end of the quarter and they're still down a man, they would be able to possess it going into the second quarter. Haverford trying hard to get the ball on the ground before the St. Paul succeeded. Nice play.
And they certainly did. First quarter brought to you by Kelly & Associates Payroll Technology and Benefits Solutions. Go to kellyway.com. Thrilled to have them back on board. The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 10th and 11th and will feature top quality competition from the USA and Canada on River City Sportsplex 12 turf fields. Your high school and youth level teams will thrive in this year's championship tournament in front of college coaches from divisions 1, 2, and 3. Start yours on every bench, shade tent for every team, and an event that is fueled by Gatorade. Go to cselax.com for details and register now. Second quarter getting set to go. Second quarter sponsored every week by FCA Lacrosse, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Learn more at FCALax.com. 2-1 score here, Bob, with thoughts.
Well, I think St. Paul's is intent on trying to play very fast. Haverford's played good defense at the other end. St. Paul's only has 2 goals. I think they want to play a little quicker. But at the other end, Haverford's offense is much more organized than we saw on Tuesday against McDonough. They've had a couple quality shots. I think Rhodey, though, has stood tall. 3 or 4 saves already. This is a good opportunity. St. Paul's did a great job at the end of the quarter. They were down a man but had possession of the ball, so they'll keep it to start this second quarter. Penalty only has 5 seconds left, and they'll be all even.
Haverford doing exactly what you would expect a veteran coach's team to do. They kind of token pressure, see if the kid will drop the ball, and then they get back and play defense, right?
Very much, yes.
Can't say enough good things about the coaches that we're lucky enough to work with week in, week out. Logan Zimnock pushes it behind. Great catch on the back line. Keegan Pearl looking to make something happen. Pearl being patient, letting the game come to him. I like his style there. Tried to hit Logan Posner, no luck. And this is Riley Gager.
Running midfield with his brother Carson.
Carson Gager left to left split. Looking to gain a step. Could be a hold, not called. Cross field feed. And I tell you, the Haverford goaltender, Parker Henderer, has made a bit of a presence. Oh, then!
What a timely call by you. I'd say that was a pretty good save.
I feel like Bob Shriver. Now I know how you feel all the time. And Haverford with the quick clear, too. We've got a lot of tweets coming in, too, for those of you who aren't following. It's at Booker Corrigan, at MIAA Lacrosse Live. Haverford in their road maroons. St. Paul's home whites. And here is Peter Garno. Pushing it behind.
Haverford tried to get St. Paul's on a little bit of a substitution, something colleges do extensively now. They try to, as everybody's subbing their defense and their offensive middies, they try to beat the defensive middie down the field. They had a moment there where it looked like they might have a little bit of a break. St. Paul's got in and checked up nicely.
Little Johnny Nostrand, who I've known all his life. It's painful to think he's now a senior in high school, but that's what happens to us, the old school teachers and coaches. We see him move on. Gavin Burke shares it across the top. Garno comes back lefty, swim move, draws the double. Now it's Nostrand. Ooh.
St. Paul's is intent to try to force the dodgy middle back to the middle of the field, where that's where they're bringing all the help from. Not necessarily unusual. A lot of teams like to feed the midfielders down the side. St. Paul's is intent on bringing them to the middle of the field, and where they have help.
Yep. And you have a shot clock now. I also know a coach, Bob, who did that to my team once in a championship game. Forced the middie in the middle of the field. And they ended up winning that game quite handily. It's a good defensive strategy if you could teach your kids to get out of the habit of pushing them down the side. Just like you said, it forces the turnover. A little bailed out by the ref, but St. Paul's defensive strategy right now. And here's the shot clock on, 30 seconds to shoot. Here's Nostrand shot outside. It's a mom goal. And tough little slice and dice. And we get a timeout. I think that was a fatigue timeout. Good timeout call. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile run will make it happen. Bob, you coach the game forever. How important is clearing, and conversely, how important is riding as the game develops?
Well, clearing or failure to clear, I would start with. A good ride is devastating to a defensive team who's just worked very hard at the defensive end. They've gotten the ball back, maybe a great save, maybe a good ground ball, and then when they fail to clear, now all of a sudden the ball's coming right back at them. And those second and third chance opportunities for offensive teams typically result in goals for the opposition. So you put a tremendous amount of work on clearing the ball, and conversely, of course, you put a tremendous amount of work on trying to ride to get those second and third possessions.
Because those transition opportunities that come out of broken clears can really make a defense's shoulders kind of shrug a little bit.
Sure, in a perfect world, you'd much prefer to play defense 6-on-6.
Sure.
So far today, out of the 3 goals scored, one of them was in transition. And that's typically how you score in the game. That's where most of your goals come from, transition, unsettled situations, and certainly extra man offense when you have an unsettled advantage.
DePietro running midfield with Chris Cabral at present. St. Paul's inside feed, lefty shot. Oh, yes! St.
Paul's just ran a really nice little pick play inside. They freed up a left-handed midi for a really good shot. Watch this double screen inside. It looks like it's coming. There he bumps off the double screen. He's open. Gets a nice shot.
Logan Posner with the finish. Efficient so far.
Yeah, St. Paul's, it all starts at the defensive end. Haverford was put in a position where they had to take a shot quicker than they wanted to.
Brendan Schern. And slamming the doors, Parker Henderer.
But anyhow, that last play, I apologize. Haverford was put in a position where they had to force a shot. You got to take a great shot to beat Alex Road. St. Paul's got the ball back, and look at what happened at the other end.
3-1.
But that's a big save in this game. That looked like a surefire goal for St. Paul's. Let's see if Haverford can't make something happen here. They've had trouble penetrating defenses on a regular basis. They did on Tuesday against McDonough, and they also look like they're having a little trouble here, breaking teams down.
Here's Johnny Nostrand with possession. That was number 6. Luke O'Grady driving. Took a couple hacks, but no worse for the wear. Gavin Burke trying to dodge, really nothing there. And the slide guy presenting.
Yeah, Haverford just doesn't have, it appears to me anyhow, they just don't have athletes that are consistently able to get by their matchups. I think Nostrand's a capable guy. I think he's more of a shooter. The guy that I think can get by people is number 33, Peter Garneau, but he's still a little young. He's just a sophomore.
And here's O'Grady driving into the middle a little bit, getting to 10 yards, but not hands-free. Still working to make something happen. Salvaggio, and now it's across the top with Connor Devine. Here's Garneau, double teams, moves it once, they move it again. Devine has some time and room, but that it quickly expires, and now here's a shot clock, 30 seconds to shoot now for the forwards. Nostrand quickly to Garneau. Garneau splits, steps back, hard bouncer. Peter Garneau.
Wow.
Some might call that a Paris Hilton, Bob.
Well, it was a beautiful high bouncer for sure. He was really forced to do this because they needed to take a shot. The shot clock's on. Little pick there, so he got his hands free. That's a tremendous shot. I would say that if I'm St. Paul's playing defense, just watching Haverford, I wouldn't worry too much about sliding right now. Haverford's having trouble beating any of their matchups.
Truxas gains possession for the Fords. 3-2 now your score. And here's O'Grady. Thanks down. Second quarter brought to you by FCA Lacrosse, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. They host huddles, camps, teams. They're building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Learn more at FCALax.com. We got a great halftime segment for you on the making of lacrosse sticks. 2016 LaxCon footage. Connor Mosebrook. Oh, great butt check. And Mac Costin, number 21 in the game now for the Fords. Nice ball movement. O'Grady hitch. D'd up hard by St. Paul's number 9, Nick Hapney. Nick's younger brother, Frankie, out with an injury, stress fracture, lower body injury. Lower body injury.
Here comes it. Sorry.
He's wearing a boot on his right foot, but it's a lower body injury. Wink, wink. Oh, what a shot! Oh, climb the elevator, son! Jump back.
Haverford offense is methodical, but they're moving a lot without the ball. Number 6 gets himself into a good spot. Shot clock's on again. They're almost forced to take one. And the last two are shots that I would say were very impressive. He drops his hands and elevates it. He rises that thing up to the penthouse.
Oh, yeah, top cheddar, low to high.
O'Grady headed to Providence College. 2 face-offs in a row.
Truxas making things happen. Here's Truxas. Shot deflected. And for St. Paul's number 5, Ham Whiteford. A junior.
Good
and
look.
a great clear. There's that goalie. I keep talking about how important goalies are in the clearing game. Great to have Carmen back in the league. Took some time off last year. Sabbatical. William Money. The same William Money out of Missouri.
Now there's Mayer again behind the goal against a shorty. Scored a goal from back there earlier in the game.
Here's DePietro. DePietro, a little hesitation. We're tied up at 3, 2.5 to go here in the second quarter. Logan Posner. Lefty. Shot off the foot, and we draw a flag there. Keegan Pearl pushes it across, and it's picked off by Hervada. This man-up opportunity brought to you by Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Go to Royal Farms and activate your rewards card. Go to RoyalFarms.com. Stop by any Royal Farms store. Tied up at 3 with a 1-minute advantage. And we're going to step away just briefly, let the teams collect.
The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 10th and 11th and will feature top-quality competition from the USA and Canada on River City Sportsplex 12 turf fields. Your high school and youth level teams will thrive in this year's championship tournament in front of college coaches from Divisions 1, 2, and 3. Start your summer at the best run event with coolers on every bench, shade tent for every team, and an event that is fueled by Gatorade. Go to CSELax.com for details and register now. The Summer Rumble is headed back to...
Bob, the Under Armour underclass tournament, the tryout, college coaches obviously flock to it, but how important is it for Baltimore to have a good showing in that tournament?
Well, since we haven't had a very good showing on a consistent basis.
Well, we wanted Jimmy Crichton from Howard. They won it twice with him.
Yeah, but overall, how long's the Under Armour Classic
10
been?
years.
10 years. Baltimore, last summer I know struggled very much, and typically we haven't done as well. But It speaks volumes about the growth of the game.
Yep.
Teams from all over the country coming into Towson University early in July. And
Those Baltimore tryouts are May 31st and June 1st at Goucher for Baltimore, and up in Philly, June 12th and 13th at Westchester University. Make sure you check it out. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com. Again, Baltimore, May 31st, and Philly, June 12th. Those are both two-day tryouts, and college coaches have that circled on their calendar as St. Paul's comes back out on offense.
First extra man opportunity for St. Paul's. They started in a 2-2-2 and morphed it into a little bit of a 3-3. It's the first opportunity we've seen Coach Bricato's son, Jack, out on the field. It's pretty neat to see both coaches have children playing in this game.
You're right, and as someone who's done that.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to coach my son, and it's sometimes agonizing, but it really, truthfully, it's a great thrill. And I know John and Rick, who are great friends, the opportunity to have their boys out here playing for their respective teams is quite a thrill for them.
And you won a championship with your son David on the team.
I did,
if I'm not
actually,
mistaken.
yes. We did. Nobody was coaching McDonald at that time. It was pretty easy. It was a coaching mismatch, if I'm not mistaken.
Boy, did I walk into that one. My alarm clock just went off. It's time to wake up. Bob Shriver roasting me live. Thanks to LaxAllStars and Corrigan Sports Enterprises. Thank you, Bob. A coaching mismatch.
And that's anything but the truth. As you well know, any coach is only as good as the guys that are playing for him, and we had a lot of good players.
Yeah, that 2006 team was pretty good.
On that team was Boys Ladden's new lacrosse coach, Brian Farrell, as a matter of fact, who will be playing, interestingly enough, this year, they will be playing St. Paul's, Boys Ladden St. Paul's rivalry for the 100th time this spring.
Wow.
Which is
massive.
Certainly a milestone.
Yep. And that game will be seen on MIALacrosse.com live. We have an amazing schedule. Get on Twitter and follow it. I don't need to tell you guys to get on Twitter, but get off your Instagram for just a quick minute. Here's Billy Holmes now with an opportunity. 0.6 lets it go. Goes wide. And that'll bring us to halftime. Don't forget about that segment we have coming up. Absolutely fantastic. Justin Skaggs at halftime. The 2006 LaxCon shows and how Native American sticks are made.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports company. Every detail handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen.
Oh, it's a giant sandwich.
Okay. I see some wood.
So if it ever bends out, that's why. Because I only sat for 3 months, but I wanted to make sure I hit this one. These things came all the way from Philadelphia, so I packed them like that. Cool. Reno. You can rip that right out. That's just a super pocket.
Holy shit, you did it.
I did it.
Look at that. So is this for you?
That's free. What are you talking about? Yeah, it says thank you right there. I signed it.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man.
Could have been just showing me what you made.
No, I got one for you, and I made one for Jack as well. There was two, and he made me promise to give you the better of the two.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He's talking to you.
Yeah, I got a balloon.
Really? You're not going to learn shit until you go home and do it yourself. I told you that too.
Give me one. Good to see you. This is the stick I made for Al.
I know. But just sign their baby.
All packaged up, eh?
Seriously.
I appreciate you taking me seriously. Because there's a lot of people who say they want to do this, they go out and they try it 2 or 3 times and it sucks really bad. You gave me those wedges.
Yep.
Yep. And I bent them out in my in-laws' backyards in the woods where my steamer is. My body just started veering off to the left, and now
That's not bad though. It's got a nice
double
double
yeah,
drop.
but it wasn't double drop. It wasn't intentional.
And then 220, and then the last one is like 400.
Yeah. Well, remember the stick I showed you when I was at your place? Yeah, right. Frames nowadays are that way, but
Pressure on the outside, bend it around.
yeah.
Okay, if you set it down to that, 1 grain around the horn, I carve the inside.
Okay.
Physically, they'll put it straight on your hands and arms.
Side curve is where the grain ends.
Right,
And that keeps it
'cause that's
stronger so it
stronger.
doesn't snap.
Right.
Because it's supported from out
Outside,
here.
right.
You actually, again, you're cutting the waste from the inside then.
And you can't straighten and get this little bit perfect. So most of them, is try to keep it yours. Okay. And you've done a lot. It's impressive.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Diversified insurance industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Request a certificate and get a quote at dii-ins.com. 3-3 your score here at the half. Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver bringing you Haverford School visiting St. Paul's. Bob, we got halftime highlights this year. That's the kind of carte blanche you bring. That's what the cachet. Let's get into those highlights. Here you go, Bob.
Face 4 feet or 4 yards rather with a long pole is not a fair fight.
And he did. He put it right along the pipe too. I mean, it was a great shot. He
yes.
didn't just haul off and whale it.
Haverford came back, I think, here. Number 9, a big kid, sophomore,
Salvaggio.
Salvaggio got topside on his man. We'll see that a couple times. Offensive players getting topside on their man, and it's a very hard play to stop.
And that's why you coach defenders to not allow it.
No,
right?
Correct. Here we gets another topside. Mayer comes around, and while he shot it backhand, he was still above the goal line, extended on the outside of his defender. It's a great opportunity.
And that was a speed. So we've seen one guy bully his way in. We've seen another guy speed dodge his way so that he frees his hands. And that's the key with kids today, just they get their hands free.
We'll see a double pick kind of inside on the crease there. This kid got lost in the wash, made a nice left-handed cut. Pretty simple score.
And here's a great look
Haverford
at that
defense,
inside.
instead of playing sides there, 34 really should have played sides on that situation, and he didn't, and the man just cut into some open space. Now Haverford, somebody sets a pick for Peter Garno. He just steps away, gets a nice pick there by O'Grady. Defender gets lost in that wash a little bit. Garno with his hands free. Here's another shot clock situation for Haverford. They're put into a position where they almost have to shoot. And O'Grady there steps down the hash marks, gets a nice little feed here, gets his feet planted, and as you like to say, he rose the elevator up to the penthouse.
He certainly did. Absolutely fantastic to get a chance to see all this. And now we got a little man-up opportunity here for St. Paul's. They feed the inside Poser. And I tell you, Henderer, goaltender, he came in, not the marquee goaltender. He certainly has done his fair share of saving.
I would agree. Both goaltenders have played very well. Not often you see two lefties in the goal in the same game.
And I know what you meant about coaching your own son. I get the opportunity to coach Cole, who's a left-handed goaltender, which is ironic. It made me think of it. So we all have. Brock, Nody, you, and me. That's the one thing we all have in common, Bob. What do you think? If you're Haverford offensively, how do you create something if you have guys who can't really break down their guy consistently?
Well, I think, you try to score in transition as best as possible. Yep. Hope your goalie makes a save. Maybe you get out a little bit above the defense, on a breakaway. Also, they've done a very good job facing off. The other day, I think Coach Nostrand told me before the game when they played against McDonough the other day, the face-offs were 22-7. In this game, they're playing against a really good guy, but they're double polling on the face-off X, and it's been effective in their 50-50 so far with St. Paul's, 4-4. And that's keeping, I think, them within sights, obviously. The score's tied.
Face-off guy number 3, Joel Truxas for Haverford, has certainly done a great job, and especially a little deflating for him to come out. That first goal St. Paul scored was 7 seconds into the game.
Well, I don't know that was his fault specifically.
Oh, no, but
oftentimes,
he did lose the face-off.
Yeah, oftentimes, as we know, the face-offs are won with the 4 guys out on the wings. And it's imperative, more often than not, that they are in making it a little easier on the guys that are doing all the work at the face-off X.
Third quarter brought to you by Diversified Insurance Industries. They craft custom insurance packages. Go to DII-INS.com for details. Diversified Insurance Industries, proud to support the efforts of these fine athletes and coaches. Johnny Nostrand now.
Haverford's made a little change on attack. They're put in number 22 behind the goal. Pierce Glavin, who played on their one extra man opportunity. And as I mentioned earlier in the contest, Haverford does not have a plethora of left-handers. He's one of them.
And Glavin's father, Maurice Glavin, was a star defenseman for the Fords back in the early 80s. A lot of father-son action today.
He's getting topside on him again. Number 13's got to sit down in his stance a little bit for St. Paul's. Get his feet underneath him and play defense with his feet and not with his arms and his upper body.
13, Andrew Caples, star defenseman for St. Paul's.
And just one other point about Glavin. So far today, I believe he's the first freshman we've seen out on the field.
This is O'Grady. Drives lefty, bounces it off his own teammate's helmet, and Rode wants to take it for a little spin ski. A little spin cycle for Rhodey. He quickly gets it up to Bobby Barrel. Yet to call the names Jackson and Mason Woodward for St. Paul's today. They had a couple sets of brothers on this squad. I mentioned the Hapneys earlier. Frankie,
oh, my Lord. Terrific save by Hatter. He was actually beat on that play. The shot by Posner was up over his shoulder, but Hatter got his right shoulder on the ball. Terrific save.
And this could get messy. I just had a feeling that was not going to be a beautiful scenario for anyone. Haverford comes away. Connor Devine.
Still have to get it into the box.
Luke O'Grady, you can see referee Carmen DeJohn Domenico on the far side.
Haverford getting some fresh faces in. Connor Devine, Ryan Jacob, who's again their short stick defensive middie. And running, they're mix and matching their midfield a lot. It's tough to get a feel for who's going to be on the field with who at any given time.
And here's your two-way guy. Nostrand gets the feed he wanted so badly to shoot that ball. Yet to see a goal here in the second half. Shot goes just wide. Remind you all, the Summer Rumble takes place down in Richmond June 10th and 11th at River City Sports Complex. Visit CSELax.com to learn more, CSELax.com. And Glavin gets behind. Here's O'Grady. Shot goes just wide.
He's got to take one more step and try to turn into the goal, not running straight up those hash marks.
I like the spark that Glavin's brought.
Yeah, well, just having a lefty out there really balances the offense a great deal, I think, and gives you a little bit easier opportunity to attack from any side of the goal.
Ryan Jacob gets it over to Connor Devine, and now it's back to Jacob. Jacob to O'Grady. Salvaggio. Caples gives him what for? A little mean streak in Andrew Caples that I didn't know he had. I taught Andrew Caples in 4th grade. Like, son. And here's a shot clock again against Haverford. High looping pass. Devine.
I'm a little surprised at that. They've just taken 3 shots in a row, albeit not great ones because the angle wasn't good, but they've warned them pretty quickly, seems to me. But that goes back to the first half, and they're supposed to ref the game the same way the entire game, and they were quick to give them a warning in the first half, so they're following it up here.
No strength with a high pass. Salvaggio brings it in, and I believe it's probably Devine. Inside shot. He lands in the crease. I don't know why they blew the whistle. They got almost like a play on. They blew the whistle to start it so quickly.
Cable did a nice job there. He sat down a little bit. I think he knew Salvaggio had to go to the goal because of the shot clock and did a nice job.
Yep. Good fundamental defense right there. We got to start thinking, Bob, who's going to be the Under Armour underclass player of the game? Those underclass tryouts. Obviously, the teams from Philly have excelled, and we have a lot of viewers up in Philly today. Thank you so much for making this part of your sports viewing day. The tryouts in Philly, college coaches flock to it. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com to learn more, UnderArmourLacrosse.com.
Well, it's a tight game, obviously, at 3-3 midway through the 3rd quarter. I think it'd be very hard at this point in time to try to even guess at who might be the Under Armour player of the game. Close games like this might fall on a goaltender, a big key face-off, or a nice fast break.
One
of these teams needs an easy goal.
Yeah.
Because they have not been easy.
Speed dodge right there. And I'm going to give that to number 18, Andrew Mayer, with his 2nd speed dodge goal. Using his quickness. Here's your replay, Bob.
Just like his behind the back kind of coming from the left side. Now he gets to the right side. He gets above his man. We call this getting to the 5s. You see how he turned just a little bit around the crease there, which improved his angle, which down at this end, O'Grady wasn't capable of doing, and that gave him the angle and the difference to be able to put that in the goal.
Haverford with a face-off win, and they go down with 5:50 left. St. Paul's leads 4-3. No strand, one sunk.
It doesn't matter. Haverford's got too many men on the field, so they're going to lose the ball here.
Special Forces unit.
It's the kind of stuff that comes back to haunt you, especially in a close game. They got a nice possession, a face-off violation against SP, and they turn the ball right over to them.
I want to remind our viewers the IMLCA National Cup. Corrigan Sports combined with College Coaches Association for the men's side, June 17th and 18th at Lebanon Valley College. Grad years 21 through 2018. As DePietro settles things slowly. Crusaders comfortable. Pozner, overhand rip. He does like to get open on that crease.
That was a nice cut. Again, lost in the wash.
Another speed attempt from Mayer. Here's Pozner inbounding. Shot just wide that time by Chris Cabral. Cabral, UVA commit. A ton of great D1 guys out on this field today. Kyle DePietro, he's headed to Hopkins. Gains the inside. Shot deflected on its way, and now we have a ground ball scenario. 16, Peyton Hallway scoops it, and here's Hervada. Son of the great, Enrique Hervada, that would be fantastic. Enrique, again, a goaltender for Villanova back in the 1940s. Villanova was one of the first teams to really adopt that D1 program, and in 47, Enrico Cheeks Hervada stood the cage. Here's Johnny Nostrand, complimented by Mossbrook, as well as number 21, Matt Costin. And if Matt Costin's dad is Guy Costin, my head might explode. I literally might know every kid's father on it.
Well, you did grow up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's true. Great inside move, save Rode. And the Rodeo keeps going. And I think didn't see what the whistle was for.
He called a crease violation.
Oh, here's your replay on it. And maybe he put his hand down to get up.
Looked like he put his left hand right on the crease. They're off.
They were off. They got it. They tell you, with 80 people here to help. Connor Moosebrook.
St. Paul's 3 shorties on defense. Haverford's got this. No.
Yep.
Excuse me. St. Paul's is going to elect to keep the 3 shorties on the defensive midfield and not try to sub. This is a good opportunity for Haverford.
Yep. And it's also a good time for a coach to learn, like, okay, we can get away with this or we can't, depending on how it turns out defensively for St. Paul's.
Haverford's inverting 2 short stick kids behind the goal.
Not a bad coaching move either.
Now Nostrand's back there by himself.
Nostrand with the shot fakes, and he gets it by Rode. Rode dang near made a save there.
Well, Nostrand had what we would call room and time.
Yeah.
He made a great play. He re-dodged underneath this guy whose feet got stuck. He fell down a little bit. Nostrand got inside him. No slide. And that's a product, really, of the St. Paul's not having the opportunity to get their defensive group onto the field and playing with 3 offensive middies back on defense because they failed to clear.
Yep. It all comes back around, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Schreiber will get you right to where, something we've been talking about in the first half. It rears its head again.
Second chance opportunity.
St. Paul's goes offsides on the clearing attempt, and boom, we're 4-4. Truxas rakes it out. Shern has a chance. Now it's Nostrand. I haven't seen a lot of Peter Garno in my diet here in the second half, and as I ask for, I shall receive. O'Grady up top, and here is the aforementioned Peter Garno. And yes, I know his dad, Ed. If we could get Brendan McBride out on the field, it would be a Hall of Fame day. Nostrand, time, room.
St. Paul's playing a little zone.
O'Grady.
St. Paul switched to a little bit of a zone defense. Oh, I apologize. They're down a man. I didn't see a flag. I have my sincere apologies. They're shutting off Nostrand.
This man up brought to you by Royal Farms. Go to royalfarms.com or any Royal Farms store and activate your rewards card. Here's Garno. Sharon with O'Grady up top. They look to pop a man off, get it back to him. O'Grady, great bouncer, just a little bit wide. It's so real out here. Up top, Garno. And they call a moving pick on the far side, referee William Money. And St. Paul's now with a much-needed possession, Bob.
I apologize. I did not see the foul on the Nostrand goal, but St. Paul's did something wrong there. Now we got Logan Posner limping off the field. Don't know what happened to him. He wasn't involved in anything.
He does not look. Looks like it's something on the right leg. We'll call it lower body.
Well, he's got a wrap on his knee, so I certainly hope that's not a knee injury.
St. Paul's possession, minus their leading scorer right now as Logan Posner is out. Next man up mentality. Carson Gagan. Gagan bound for Towson.
Ooh, look at this. Haverford's trying to isolate Gagan against defenseman Evan Scott. They try to shut everybody else off and see if they couldn't get the ball on the ground, Haverford. They're being a little intent on pressing out on St. Paul's and trying not to let them transfer the ball as easy as they were for the first almost 3 quarters.
Troy Barthelme now number 8 in at attack to replace Posner. And we have 5 seconds in the quarter. He going a hard run. Shot, great save, crease violation with 1.4 left, and you just shoot it. Although it would be a miracle if that went in. Good if it goes, though. The new rule these days, we're tied up at 4. 4-4 your score. Thank you so much to Diversified Insurance for bringing us the third quarter. Go to DII-INS.com for details about Diversified Insurance and how they can customize a package for you. Fourth quarter is about to set underway. Whole Foods, your sponsor of the fourth quarter. Visit Whole Foods Market for all your spring holiday needs. Order your Easter meal online and pick it up in-store. Visit shopwfm.com. And St. Paul's, they've been breaking huddles early. Is that a sign of confidence, Bob?
Well, it's clearly a sign that Coach Bricado only had a few things that he wanted to project to his team. On the other hand, he's probably going over a little bit more in depth what he wanted to have accomplished at both ends of the field, so they just took a little bit more time. No big deal either way.
Like a meal at Mendy's, right? So you get the soup at Mendy's or you can get a whole meal. But for an Armani jacket, you should get a whole meal. Face-off battles between Shern and Truxas today have been fantastic.
And look at what happened there. Haverford elected not to double pole because Truxas had been doing a pretty good job.
Yep.
But they lost that ball, and had a pole been out there, he'd have probably gotten a check on that ground ball and maybe been able to keep it a 50-50 ball.
Great plays by Bob Barrell over there on the wing. He's headed to Dickinson. Logan Zimnock, guarded by Hervada, gets a little bit of a step, rolls back. Have one, son. Oh, the sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man returning soup at a deli.
Well, he got his strong hand back to the middle of the field, which I think was the intent of his dodge. Got his feet planted, released a high shot.
Take a look at the replay.
I think the goalie just didn't see it. I'm not sure, actually. It looks like he probably got overpowered. Zimnock just shot it faster than the goalie was capable of reacting.
Here you see him plant, and he rolls back and lets it go right-handed, and it's slightly stick side, but let's be honest. Parker Hender has been playing awesome today. Truxas makes quick work of that face-off as they now trail by 1. Fourth quarter brought to you by Whole Foods. Visit Whole Foods Market for all your spring holiday needs. Order your Easter meal online and pick it up in-store. Visit shop.wfm.com.
Haverford might have a little bit of an opportunity here, 6-on-5 with Nostrand.
Nostrand makes the right move to the ball. Moosebrook, hesitation move, draws a slide shot, goal! Curves the word, spins the verb. Love is what it's called, so freak what you heard, son.
We talked about this earlier in the game. The substitution when you're trying to run a defensive man off the field, if you can beat him down the field as Nostrand did then. Now he's got, who's that, Morrison or Mossbrook?
Mossbrook, yes.
Yeah,
10.
Mossbrook. He's coming downhill, running right at somebody. Face dodge, got inside the defense, and made a beautiful shot right over the goaltender's shoulder.
And Truxas is feeling the momentum, too. He's won the last two fairly cleanly. Number 30, T.J. Malone.
Oh, they got again. No.
Chris Hervada trying to make something happen. Now Garno, wide side, joined by Mossbrook. And I got to apologize if I've mispronounced some names. I normally go over them with the coaches before games, but I love Nody and Brock so much, I never asked them because I just wanted to see them again. It's sunny. I got Bob next to me. Garno.
It's a good matchup for Haverford.
Yep.
Garno on a shorty. He's just got tremendous speed.
What? He called a crease violation, off ball. Kind of like off Broadway. And now Bob Barrell's going to start with it. His dad, Bill Barrell, played goalie at Denison. Ham Whiteford is now the open guy, and they have plenty of fellas back. And Chris Hervada slides on him, and now they still have plenty of guys back. All good in the hood.
Alex Ridge showing his John Galloway impersonation and switching to throw a ball right-handed.
5-5 at St. Paul's.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Diversified Insurance Industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Request a certificate and get a quote at dii-ins.com. And there you get a good look at the St. Paul's huddle. They called the timeout. They settled things down nicely. Make sure you check out the Under Armour All-American Tryouts. Baltimore Tryouts, May 31st, June 1st at Goucher College, 5 to 9 p.m. Philly Tryouts, June 12th and 13th at Westchester. And, of course, the IMLCA National Cup, the International Men's Lacrosse Coaches Association, is now helping put on a tournament for a National Cup June 17th and 18th. And the NCAA Future Champions Lacrosse Tournament in conjunction with the NCAA Final Four.
St. Paul's coming out of this timeout playing a circle offense. They're eventually going to get into a set of some kind. Haverford doing what they did at the end of the third quarter.
Yep.
They're trying to shut off the extra guys.
Zimnock with a hard shot and a tremendous save by Henderer, and he's knocked out of bounds. But Henderer went down low to make that save, the goaltender for Haverford.
It was a big save. This game knotted at 5. Somebody's going to have to make a big play. There's a bad play by Haverford.
And he made up for it. And that's your main man over there, number 40, Ryan Jacob, that two-way guy. Who doesn't love a good two-way midi? And by the way, Bob, I got to remind you, Cinco de Tayo, we like to call that.
Cinco de Tayo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tied at 5.
It's not even May 5th.
But that's Cinco de Tayo. If I get you to smile and laugh, it's a good day. Like Jimmy V when he says you're in thought and you spend your
gotta
emotions
laugh
moving to
every
tears.
day.
Yeah, you
gotta laugh every
But
day.
if I can make Bob Shriver happy, that's what I would have told Jim Valvano to say in his speech. Just make Bob happy.
Here we have that double invert for Haverford. Yep. 2 middies down below against Shorties. That was successful earlier when Nostrand knotted their fourth goal.
Mosbrook just got caught up there
Trying to do too much.
Yeah. And by the time he realized that he had two guys on it, and tough to move the ball then. Kind of a clean hit. And St. Paul's comes up with it, and they eef it out of bounds.
I love it. John Nostrand's son, John, just ran 90 yards and played the fence down there, made a really nice check. St. Paul's threw the ball out of bounds. He looks tired on the far sideline, I will say that.
Imagine. I think I'd be a little tired if I ran 90 yards. Yeah, he's subbing out. Nostrand is most certainly subbing out. And Haverford still has too few guys. Now they have the right number of guys. Everything's fine. They're balanced up. Garno on the field with Mosebrook and O'Grady. And I like that little spark plug, Pierce Glavin.
Well, the game has been highly contested. It's been not a incredibly aesthetically pleasing game, but both teams have really played hard. And typically when games have evolved like this, somebody's going to make a mistake. Somebody's going to drop a pass. There's going to be a bad clearing attempt, and somebody's going to bang in the game winner.
We're at 6.5 minutes left. Fourth quarter brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Shot fake that time by O'Grady. I like his poise.
Yeah, Garno's just standing out on the corner, though. He's not helping anybody out there.
Yep.
Too much standing around.
Inside feed, shot, finish for a goal. And number 2 for Haverford, Connor Devine.
I think they just lulled him to sleep. St. Paul's guy on the inside got caught ball watching real bad, and Connor Devine just slipped behind him, really made a nice little cut there, and O'Grady found him. See him slip in underneath number 3, who clearly got caught ball watching.
Great play by Truxas. And here's Hervada. Time, room, shot. And now you have a long stick down here to scoop the ball. We might get it.
A timeout, maybe.
No, I was thinking the same. Uh-oh. John Nostrand, like a coach's son, knows the guy's on his back.
Coach Nostrand had a timeout there if he thought that guy was going to get squeezed. He decided not to, and Hervada made a great play. Nostrand made a better play feeling the guy behind him.
Thrilled to have all our sponsors, Kelly & Associates, FCA Lacrosse, Diversified Insurance Industries, and Whole Foods Market, and, of course, Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Mosebrook. And here's O'Grady coming around left-handed. Rolls back righty. Desk pop. First desk pop of the year, Bob.
Ball's coming back on the field.
Adam Salvaggio had a good cut by O'Grady, and here is Garno. Jacob and Garno playing some catch, and we all know how it's going to end. Peter Garno just wants to get his space. Here's O'Grady. Checked as he shot, and Alex Rode, no stranger to getting out of the crease. Gets it up now, Caples. Great look by Caples. Struggle on the catch there for Hapney, but he makes a great play there. Nick Hapney. And that's a push. Four minutes. And Jacob, time, roof shot, goal. And you win the whistle right there, and Ryan Jacobs going to make you pay, fans. We got instant replays this year, Bob, and that was all about Ryan Jacob understanding time and space.
Well, good call on your part. You win the whistle. St. Paul's defense is not ready to play here. Nobody's back. Look at these two guys out front just standing there watching. You got him running down the side of the field. He got inside his defensive midi, scored a pretty simple goal, essentially because St. Paul's never got back and got set quick enough.
7-5 now forwards. Shern makes a nice check. Truck just pushes it out. Now we get flags a-flying.
St. Paul's losing their cool here a little bit. I think number 23 is guilty of coming in off the wing and hacking somebody in the head.
That's exactly right. This man up brought to you by Rural Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Make sure you activate your ROFO rewards card. Bob, you probably have a...
I split going from where I live in Timonium. I go down Charles Street.
Well, you can't divulge where it is.
And then I go down Falls Road one day. And
you can't tell us where it is because people start camping out there.
Well,
people start camping out just to see you. They'll find out what time. You'll never be able to go there again.
All right, Haverford started here in a 1-4. They're morphing in quickly to a 3-3. And there's Rhodes stepping up, making a big play for his team.
And digging the ball out. I mean, he really is a phenomenal goaltender. Caples, a little hitch move by the long pole, and now he's going to take it for a little bit of a stroll, pushes it up the field, and here is now Zimnock, I believe. And the Crusaders will possess. They have to kill off their man down.
Another 22 seconds.
They get the athlete Kyle DePietro on the field.
You asked about the Woodward. That was Jackson Woodward just making a nice play.
Yep.
I haven't seen him out on the field. Oh.
Yep. Oh.
It's happened to Haverford a couple times back behind the goal where they've gotten picked off. If I'm St. Paul's, I might be, Nostrand's coming up limping a little bit.
That is not a good sign.
But if I'm St. Paul's, I might look to do a little little pick behind the goal.
7-5 your score, 3 minutes left.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen. And we are set for a thrilling conclusion here. Now we have St. Paul's possession. Haverford, they just had John Nostrand, the player, hobble off a little bit. I think he's all right. Might have been a cramp. I mean, Lord knows he's run around this field plenty.
Yeah, he's still limping a little bit here on the sideline, but I have a feeling he's a tough kid.
Yeah.
He will suck it up and get back out there.
He may not have grown up in upstate New York, but he was raised in an upstate New York house. His mom, Gina, and John. Egan Pearl, the soon-to-be Furman college player, rolls back, gets a little action shot, goal. That is just what the doctor ordered. Keegan Pearl freaking on brothers every way like MJ. Yeah, today was a good day. Here's your replay.
Top side a little bit. Pretty good defense. He just out-muscled the guy back there behind the goal. Got to the front and made a really nice shot onto the far pipe. I think the goaltender might have a little bit of a sun issue with a shot coming from there. Look at the shadows down at the goal.
Yep. That's a great observation by you. And you could see he was just trying to cover the bottom of the goal. He just, 7-6 your score. Bob, with the next goal, they can tie it up. And the crowd has gotten into it. Bob Barrel now sprinting towards the Haverford goal. And there might be a sun issue with that pass, too. But it was, we got a push.
Going out of bounds. Number 4 ran up the guy's back. Not a good play.
Rough sledding out there right now. 7-6 your score. Thrilled to be here. Here's Kyle DePietro. And Milani, through the substitution game, gets a step, and Posner comes up with it, and Coach Mercado wants to take a timeout and talk it over. Bob, what are you thinking as far as a coach? Are you going to run your best play here or just give the ball to your best player and see what happens?
Well, based on what I just saw, I might be inclined to give the ball to Keegan Pearl and let him try to do his thing down on the bottom. Haverford will be a little bit more intent on sliding to him, so he might be able to find somebody open inside.
And Mayer's had a couple great speed dodges.
Yeah.
They have had some success with those behind-the-cage isolations. What do you do if you're Haverford?
Well, the biggest thing that Haverford's had a little trouble on defensively, I think, is against picks. And St. Paul's really hasn't gone back to the pick game, which has been open behind the goal a bunch. Maybe they'll try it here. St. Paul's has gotten to the top of the goal a couple times with Mayer, that last time with Keegan Pearl. So I think that St. Paul's is going to attack this from behind the goal.
Be interesting to see how it pans out. And, if you're Haverford, do you think zone or not even?
Well, I've seen them play almost 2 games now, and I have not seen them go to a zone yet. St. Paul's always been known to have some slick sticks, and sometimes zones aren't too effective against slicker sticks.
Especially late in a game, too.
And you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you haven't played it at all. So there's your coach's corner. NCAA Future Champions tournament running in conjunction with the NCAA Men's Final Four. Being up in Foxborough. You get free tickets to the game. You get to the semifinals. You get on the field. Your team is recognized on the field during the action. Then there's your pick game, as Bob Schreiber eagerly predicted. Milani comes out. And now it's Cabral. Cabral committed to University of Virginia. And that's off. Definitely deflected.
Nice play by Niggleman there. Reached that, got his stick on. Here's this pick game, and Niggleman has been the guy that struggled a little bit back there.
Cabral turns an outside roll. And this is a big ground ball. We're going to get a push call. And they restart it fast. DePietro and Nostrand back out on the field. I had a feeling. Shot, goal, and St. Paul's ties it up. Acceleration move. Credit number 18, Andrew Mayer. He very well could be your Under Armour underclass player of the game. He has done well.
This is his 3rd goal. He's scored 2 from behind. Now he's up top, running right down the hash marks. Just gets a half a step on his guy. Makes a really nice shot. There's no help when you're coming down the alley like that. No help whatsoever. Forward would have been better off, instead of trying to check the top of his arm, trying to get underneath his arm and maybe lift.
Truxas pushes it out and scoops it. Truxas in the, and here's Hervada. Down low, O'Grady shot. What a save, Alex Rode. Clavin runs it out. And we get a quick restart here. What is he, I don't know what he waited for. Oh.
We're not playing Federation rules. He does not have to let the goalie get back into the goal. And he should have blown his whistle right away. That's a too bad, maybe a little bit of a good break for St. Paul's and a tough break for Haverford.
That's a huge couple seconds.
Great save, though, although the I think it was O'Grady that was shooting that. He dropped his stick a little bit, and Rhodey went right down on it.
Glavin,
Rode, excuse me.
Glavin, who ran the ball out on the end line, did an amazing job of finding the next ball and getting ready to play, and he was not rewarded for it. Peter Garno. Salvaggio around the back, and it's back up to Garno. He is all athlete all the time. Gets some time and room. And we're going to replay that last save as they move it around.
See if this guy shooting the ball doesn't drop his stick a little bit. Yeah, he drops his stick, and goalie's going to go down immediately.
Salvaggio going against Caples. Caples equal to the task. 24 seconds left now. Garno again, right alley. Nostrand. Nostrand to Garno. Shot just over the cage.
11 seconds. We're looking at OT. See if Nostrand can't get another one of those plays where he's coming from behind. He's got to go a little faster.
I wouldn't rule him out. See if he finds a guy inside feed. No good. And Bob Schreiber, game 1, going to OT. LaxAllStars and Corrigan Sports bringing you incredible action.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 10th and 11th and will feature top quality competition from the USA and Canada on River City Sportsplex 12 turf fields. Your high school and youth level teams will thrive in this year's championship tournament in front of college coaches from divisions 1, 2, and 3. Start your summer at the best run event with coolers on every bench, shade tent for every team, and an event that is fueled by Gatorade. Go to cselax.com for details and register now. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and High Dream It will make it happen. At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com. St. Paul's is fired up. And Bob, we were talking about it during the break. Everybody on the planet wanted to see Coach Nostrand and Coach Mercado go at it for just a little bit longer, so we arranged for overtime.
Nice timing.
It's very nice timing for this rival, this enjoyment of a lacrosse game. Brock and Nody headed to OT.
Face-off battle's been good.
Yes.
Trucks has had his way a little bit in the second half, but
certainly
Cherney's finding his
Brendan Cherney's
finding his game a little bit here in the last 2 or 3 face-offs.
Brendan
I'll be interested to see if somebody gets the ball. My guess is if Haverford gets the ball, there won't be a timeout. But if St. Paul's does, unless if it's a break, they won't call one. But if it's not a break, I think St. Paul's will call a timeout.
And a nerve-wracking face-off, no doubt. And Truxas comes away with it, and Glavin settles. And Nostrand up top. Plenty of room up top for him. He could do activities, do a step class.
Right at the end of regulation, Nostrand and Garner ran a really nice little midfield 2-man play. Haverford does call a timeout.
Yeah, go figure.
They haven't called a timeout in any kind of typical timeout situation all game.
So in this scenario, you obviously coached in 50 overtime games, probably. What are you telling your team if you have the ball?
Score. Let's go home.
Yeah. I was actually, before the game, I said, I think this game's going to go to overtime. And the person said, well, who do you think's going to win? And I said, the team that scores.
Well, as always, you hit the nail on the head.
So if you're St. Paul's, how do you maintain calm? Because these kids are now, they're excited. They scored the last 2 goals to tie it up. Is that a plus or a minus?
Well, from St. Paul's, they certainly carried a lot of momentum into overtime, but I would say that some of that momentum was just taken away because Haverford won the key face-off. St. Paul's is looking for Rode to make a big save. John Nostrand's down there dialing up a play. I'd like to see him go back to that little 2-man midfield play or maybe invert one of his attackmen and try to use a little bit of a pick game.
It's funny how much fun it is to watch a game from up here. And we did see in that last couple possessions, Nostrand, the player, and Peter Garno creating stuff up top. They leave Ryan Jacob, number 40. He's that two-way guy that you like so much. Nostrand's going to start with it. Or do you run the Johns Hopkins little fake flip?
Well, one thing Haverford has now is they have better balance.
Yep.
22, the freshman, there's your flip, but 22, the freshman, they're running a little mumbo. But anyhow, 22, the freshman, the natural lefties out on the field. Jacob's a lefty. Now we got Nostrand back behind the goal. And now he's rolling back up top.
Salvaggio driving lefty this time. Gets it up top. Glavin can't handle it. It'll be over and back if it makes it all the way over. Matthew Mayer. Mayer touches it in.
Well, I've often said that the team that gets the ball first in overtime, I'd love to know the percentage of how many times they don't win the game. I don't know if there's anybody that's ever kept that stat, but I think that it's an interesting one to.
Elias Sports Bureau. They just texted me 67.3% of the time. The team that gets the ball first loses. Inside feed shot. What a save, Henderer.
What a save. My goodness gracious. With his foot. And here we got the how do you say it?
You don't want to make up. I know how you say it. Don't make up words in overtime.
I cannot believe how much energy little Nostrand has. He is literally an apple off the tree. His dad played the same way.
And here is John Nostrand. 2 minutes remaining in the overtime, and it's just sudden victory. Nostrand splits, stays righty. O'Grady's done a fantastic job today. Here's Garno, guarded by a short stick this time. We'll see how things end up for him. Ryan Jacob, a couple toe drags, and now he gets it back up. This is Garno. Garno kind of settles him. I've seen some things, Bob. Your game's over. Assist, son. Oh, post. I don't know who that hit off of. They don't know.
Nice play back there behind the goal by Ham Whiteford. That ball was off a Haverford guy, or it was a shot, so he was the first guy to the end line. I think St. Paul's might call a timeout.
And there it is. You coach 1,000 lacrosse games, you get a sense of it. I thought I had Peter Garno ending it right there. I thought he was going to get an assist. I thought he was going to find Glavin. That's just too bad. 7-7 with a minute left in. Sudden victory. Now it's St. Paul's. Speed dodge.
Speed dodge has worked, and actually that one bull dodge by Keegan Pearl. How about what we've seen so far in overtime? Both left-handed goaltenders standing up and making two beautiful saves.
Unbelievable.
Diversified Insurance Industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Request a certificate and get a quote at DII-INS.com.
I got the magic in me. Let's go. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Norman for the great boys. He thinks the
magic in me.
Gary Game behind.
Come back to a little bit of overtime. You just saw that Thunder Bay ad. Bob, that had to bring up some memories. You got Tommy Marachek in there. You got the Gate brothers doing some dunking.
Was that the air gate just then?
That was the air gate. And short shorts. Big hole mesh and short shorts, as my man Jesse Kohler would say.
Well, if I'm Haverford, I'm probably a little nervous right now. The St. Paul's has had about 4 or 5 different guys score today, although Mayer, who's getting the ball first, has done most of the damage with 3 goals. But Pozner's been effective inside, coming off picks. Pearl dodging hard, but here goes Mayer with a little bit of the speed dodge.
Here's Gager across the top to his brother. I mean, that's just a great. I played high school lacrosse with my brother in overtime. It's fantastic. They'll remember that forever.
Here comes Mayer, going to step a pick down here. See if Haverford plays it a little better. No, it wasn't an effective pick.
You see Logan Posner working in there. Shot by Pearl, no good. Keegan Pearl bound for Furman. We got all levels. We got a lot of D1, a ton of D3. There's your speed dodge. Inside feed, Posner, shot goal. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to go home, but you can't stay here. Logan Posner ends it. Gets open on the inside, Bob.
Second or third time today he's been wide open on the inside, playing really well without the ball. Haverford probably didn't need to slide there. It didn't look like somebody had gotten inside, but nonetheless, trying to make a play.
And Posner with the first real offensive goal for St. Paul's. And then he also finishes for him. The Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game. Here's your replay, the dodge, and look to the inside.
We got two guys sliding to the ball here. Nobody checked back up into the inside. And you're most vulnerable on the inside, as you well know. Two guys went to this ball. 28 wasn't able to get back inside, and nobody covered for him in time. Posner got open, turned, finished it.
And we will be back with the Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game interviews. Today, the honor is shared. Logan Posner and Alex Rode will get it today. The overtime game winner and the goalie who stood on his head. We'll be right back. Hey now, Booker Corrigan here with the Under Armour Underclass Players of the Game. Logan Posner with the game winner, but the man who made it possible, Alex Rode. Alex, it's your last year at St. Paul's. What's your goal going into the season?
Just to win a championship, I guess. We haven't done it in a while, and that'd be cool. 2010
was the last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
You can go with that with me? Now, tell me about today. Haverford, some great shooters out there. Little overtime excitement. We're not immune. No one's immune. Alex, come on in here. Come on, get closer. Right? It's all good. You look a little wetter from the last time I saw you. Now, talk about Haverford shooters for me.
Yeah, they're really good, and we knew they were going to have good players. A lot of their players that were playing this year played last year, and they're just a really good team.
Okay, and also now Logan Posner scored the game winner. Take us through that final play. You're working on the crease pretty hard in there.
So basically, they just told me that Carson Gager was going to come set a steel pick for me, and I was just going to roll off and see if I was open. I was open, so.
Good passing, good teamwork. Were you guys worried when you were down 7-5 late?
Oh, no, not at all. We knew that we had great defense and a great goalie in road, so we knew we could get a couple stops and come back. We have a lot of heart in this team. We played together for a while, so we knew we had a lot of confidence.
Okay, speaking of things you've been doing for a while, you guys have been watching these games for a while. What's your favorite thing that happens during these games? Other than you saying,
I don't know. Probably your commentary is pretty funny when we watch them.
I love to have these guys on the show. It's so great, right?
Yeah, it's
fun.
Yeah.
Were you ready to do this?
Yeah, I hope so.
Any prom invite? No, the prom's not till what, June? You're not even thinking that far ahead. Maybe pepperoni pizza, prom, question mark, right? What about Logan?
My girlfriend's right over there.
Whoa, shout out. What's her name?
Yeah, Sophia Laughlin.
Sophia Lorraine?
No, Laughlin.
Do you know who Sophia Lorraine is?
No clue.
Yeah, she's like 75 years old by now.
Oh, yeah. I'm only 17.
What? You're only 17?
Yeah.
What year are you?
Senior.
Wow. You could be, that's like I was 17 when I was a senior.
Yeah. I'm pretty young.
Yeah, especially for these parts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hell's fire, buddy. Yeah. Where are you headed for college?
Monmouth University.
Yeah, play for Fish.
Oh, yeah. He's a man.
He's got some Notre Dame blood in him.
Oh, yeah. He used to coach with Corrigan, right? And he came there from Monmouth.
Notre Dame, Kevin's been out there for 28 years now. So, yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Longer than you've been alive.
Yep.
You're 17, right?
11 years more.
How much can you have more fun than this? Is what I do. This is so much fun. So you got Sophia. Yeah. Right? Propose anything? Just
not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Plan it out.
Okay.
Better plan.
I like your style.
Yeah.
I like your style. Nice game winner.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Been there, done that, right? Rode, you ever score a game winner?
No.
Left out. Which one of these things is not like the other? Hey, these guys are the Under Armour Underclass Players of the Game. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com and find out how you can register. They both played better than I did today.